Dr. Mazni binti Saad. She is from our Department of Tourism. Her background is outstanding. She is from she's from Shah Alam, I believe previously. Okay, just a little bit of her background. She have industrial experience. Previously, she was with USM, and then she was also with UITM under our Research Management Institute, and she also has some experience in the private sector. She was in Irichi, Sdn Bhd, that is in Penang. Also in Hotel UITM Shah Alam. Her background in terms of research is quite vast. She covers tourism to business and many other areas such as occupational safety, health practices, food safety, and quality learning experience, to name a few. She teaches principle of tourism, tourism product planning, research methods, behavioral and social aspect of tourists, and many more. Her publication is currently at 51 journal articles. She has 3 books and 5 chapters under her sleeve, and she participated in 6 innovation competition and attended many conferences, domestic and international level. Her citation index is at 341, which is very impressive. Of that, the H index is currently at 12. She graduated from for her PhD from UITM Shah Alam in PhD in Hotel and Tourism Management. She did her master's in USM in Technology Management, and she got her a bachelor's degree in Travel and Tourism from Kalamazoo, USA. And her diploma was from Shah Alam as well in Tourism Management. So today she will share a little bit of her experience in how one can convert their students' final year project to a research article. I believe this can also be applicable to master's level or even PhD level if you have any students under you, and we can collaborate to produce research article. Okay, I think that is all I want to share with you. Dr. Mazni, are you ready to deliver your part?
Inshallah, thank you, Dr. Sam.
Dr. Mazni, are you delivering in English or a mixture of everything?
Who is our
audience? Mainly Malaysians.
Is there any foreigners?
Are there any international students or any international staff with us today? If there are, please let us know so we can adjust. Otherwise, what is your preference, Dr. Mazni?
A mixing of both language.
Okay. Okay. If that is the case, since we are not receiving any feedback yet, I believe we can just, you can proceed with your preference, Dr. Mazni. So over to you.
All right, thank you so much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, Assalamualaikum again to everyone's here. I saw some of you are professors too. That will be more scary. Okay, thank you, Dr. Sam, our Deputy Dean for Postgraduate, and also thank you for Dr. Azian for selecting me for these sessions. I believe I'm not the best person to talk about this matter, but I just would like to share from my personal experience while converting students' works to research publications. So can I share my screen, Dr. Sam?
Yes, please.
Okay. Is my screen shared?
Yep, we can see the screen.
All right, thank you. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. All right. Firstly, I just to say this. I love writings since my schooling times. So when I decided to take my master degree, I took master by research. So actually, since 2008, it was my first publication from my master paper, which was on occupational safety. So since that, actually during that time, I was a full-time housewife. Actually, I resigned from my, what do you call that, industry since 2005. So I was like 10 years becoming a full-time housewife. But during that time, I took my master and also PhD, and I was really love to travel. So I took that opportunity to attend many conferences. That was how I started with these writings. All right, so as of today, as the topics shown in this screen, it is how to convert the final year projects to index publications. So basically, we all understood that students' final year project is only to polish our students' critical thinking plus with their reading skills, okay, and how to solve the problem using at least SPSS, okay, with a minimum guidance from us as the supervisor. And I am sure also in other kuliah, we have many FYP students at one time. So that's why we said minimum guidance, because not only we have many final year project students, but the student also taking other subject as well during the semester. So final year project is not the only project that they are doing within that semester. So, but the tips here is the final year project requires a very close supervision from us. Then only it is easier for us to later to transfer to or transform to the publication purposes. Okay, because they have followed what we suggest. Okay, so it is easy to monitor from the beginning of the semester rather than we take their work at the end of the semester and then try to do something. It's too late because the student already, you know, maybe go for the practicals or they refuse to continue to work on that paper. Okay, so it is very important for us to have a close supervisions so that the paper or the research done by the student is monitored by us. Okay, as shown on the screen, basically students is only writing the thesis ataupun final year projects, okay, with a very minimum references. When we mention 5 recent years, but actually they don't really get that 5 recent years, because maybe due to the some circumstances, okay, so sometimes it's hard to get all the recent articles cited in their works. And most importantly, FYP is not published. Okay, so whether it's good or not good, it is will not publish. That is the issue. Okay, so other than that, the best thing about the final year project, most of the final year project, even though it is replicating works or maybe they cut here and there from others study variables, but the idea is original. This is very important, okay? Because when we want to publish, we need the new idea, new ideas. Okay, so what is journal publications? So basically, for journal purpose, okay, we as the academicians, basically, the article should be written by the expert in that field. Okay, should be written by the expert in that field. So if I'm writing for the tourism, basically, I need people in tourism to participate in that paper. Okay, and then definitely we need much more references compared to the FYP. Okay, and most important things for journal publication, it will examined by the panels. Okay, so this is the examples. Some conference, for example, they share what is the checklist checking for the quality or inputs from our paper. So by using this checklist, actually it helps us to produce a good writing. Okay, why we need to publish? Because this is how our names can be discovered. Okay, by clicking or typing a name, because some of the researchers, they go by authors. Once they like about the paper, okay, they may want to keep following the same researchers. So this is the purpose why we publish. The second reason why we publish is to give some impact. This is not something something that not to be proud, because nothing much, but I just would like to share. Sometimes the researcher also will go for this one and see whether the paper is cited or not. Then only they will go and read on the particular topics. Okay. Okay. The third reason is actually this is also very important. When we write and publish, basically we contribute to the literatures. Okay. For example, in the recent publication, I had a safety VR virtual tour in Malaysia. So basically for this publication, you can see from this Google Scholar, it is less than 30. Okay, less than 30. Actually in Malaysia itself memang very little. This is something that trigger us as a researcher. Maybe this is an area that we can write. Okay, because tak ada banyak challenges lah. If the topic is too common, it's quite challenge. We have to really to show what is the new knowledge. Tapi if this topic is very rare, then it is easier for the researcher. Okay, because whatever you publish, it is a new knowledge for the rest. So I am sure also most of us used to search for this pattern while we are applying for FRGS, and this is very important. Why the ministry wanted to see whether our idea is new or not new. Okay, that is related to the third factors why we need to publish. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is somebody is checking whether our work is new or not new knowledge. All right. I think many of us have said that converting the student work is very difficult because, of course, maybe the reason because of the grammars, maybe because of the topic, or maybe I'm not sure from my side, but I think it is not impossible to do that. Okay, I don't know how to minimize this. Oops. Okay, there are few things to consider. Okay, I divided this into three. What to be considered during the preliminary stage, enrichment stage, and final stage. Okay. So for the first stage, preliminary stage, basically when we wanted to convert the final year project to the publication purposes, we need to understand the publisher's focus. What is the theme highlight in their journals? Okay. My past experience, usually I love to write first and then only I seek for the publishers. During that time, I found that it's very troublesome because we have to, for example, like I'm writing something like 6,000 and then only I seek for the publishers. Nah? And then I think the publisher tu dia cuma nak like 5,000 words only maximum. This is troublesome for me because I already sent the paper for editing. I already paid certain amount, but actually kena edit lagi. Other than that, reference style. Okay, we can use EndNotes or Mendeley. Okay, but some of us we don't use this Mendeley or EndNotes. Like myself, I would rather memorize it and then do it myself personally. So suddenly, if the publisher would like to use IEEE, in the beginning I dah buat guna APA kan, jadi so it's very troublesome also to identify one by one. It took a lot of my time. Okay, the second one is to identify which part of the FYP that we would like to take and use in our article. Okay, bukan semua section yang kita akan ambil, kita kena decide. So as I mentioned in the beginning of this mention tadi ni, kalau kita ada close monitoring with the student, basically kita tahu part mana yang berkualiti, part mana yang kurang berkualiti, because we go through from chapter 1 until chapter 5. Okay, so while choosing this student research to be published, we can orang kata apa, cepatlah apa yang nak ambil, apa yang nak replace ataupun to add. The next part is the expert selections. Okay, based on the journal, sometimes they minimize ataupun they set number of authors. Setengah tu dia tak kisah. So kalau dia minimize numbers of authors, we have to decide those authors yang kita nak invite masuk dalam kita punya journals writing tu come from which field. Okay, if I'm writing about tourism, definitely I will seek for tourism lecturers lah, ataupun someone who is working in the industry. Okay, this is on the preliminary stage. Okay. On the second stage, again, kita akan fokus lagi kepada publisher, because in order to penetrate for the publications, basically we have to ensure the theme that highlighted by the journals should be also mentioned, especially in the introduction parts and discussion parts. So this is very important. The second part, okay, related to stage tadi ni, we have to sourcing, okay, some of the information from the FYP. For example, like introductions, we cannot take the whole introduction written by the student to be put in our articles. We have to be selective. Okay, same goes to the research objective or research question or research hypothesis. For journal publications, basically kita tak ambil 100% semua, because actually one FYP we can cut to several papers. Okay, so maybe we would like to choose only 2 objectives and then 1 research hypothesis. And then same goes to research methodology. Again, kita tak ambil 100% apa yang student tulis, kita kena pilih-pilih jugalah. And then for my case, usually our student in KLM, most of the student are using SPSS. But for my case, sebab kita nak pastikan benda tu baru, new knowledge, and looks orang kata apa, publicable, and then we change to SAM PLS. That is my strategy lah. Okay, on the next stage, we have to segregate works among the authors. Okay, among the authors. In my case, selalunya saya akan ambil maksimum 4 orang saja. So basically dalam 4 orang ni siapa dia? Other than student names, my names, and I need 2 more persons. So these 2 more persons basically saya akan pilih dia untuk buat bahagian literature supaya saya dapat lebih literature, ataupun that person can contribute in terms of discussion. Kalau dia datang daripada industri background lah, sebab orang industri ni dia punya opinion dia lain sikit dah. Saya akan ambil, kalau kata dia from industry, saya akan minta dia contribute in the discussion section. And the fourth author, basically saya akan cari dalam lebih kepada statisticians lah, yang memang expert in PLS for example. So basically they know much better than us lah, walaupun kita tahu nak run those analysis, but we are not that expert. Jadi saya akan perlukan seseorang yang daripada statistician backgrounds to use the students data, and then dia akan run according to the research objective yang kita dah decide tadi lah, ataupun research application yang kita dah decide tadi. Cuma sekarang ni dia tak pakai SPSS, but dia pakai SAMPLS for this purpose. Okay, this is the another three important matters. Macam mana kita nak pastikan kita punya journal articles tu publishable, kerja dia nampak bukan student punya kerja, and at the same time kita mengelak zero ataupun kita mengelak plagiarism. Okay, sebab as I said just now, when we invite one author to contribute in terms of literature, basically kita dah tak pakai sangat dah student punya literature. Okay, same goes to the discussion. Discussion student tu kita tak ambil part dah, kita ignore je. Unless ada yang bagus-bagus, maybe kita will plug in 1 or 2 the idea of the students. So in my case, honestly I cakap, selalunya saya hanya nak dia punya idea and data. Itu sangat penting lah. Okay, that is the second stage. I call it enrichment stage. Okay, in the final stage, basically, it is about the commitment of the authors. Some people, dia ada macam-macam style. Some people, because we want to have more papers, dia mungkin tulis 1 articles and then put their friends' names. Okay, and then they expect the friends juga contribute ataupun buat paper and then letak nama kita dalam tu. In my case, saya tak buat macam tu lah, because it is very difficult to wait for our friend to publish paper. Okay, lebih baik saya yang control sendiri so that I can be the main author for the research. At the same time, saya juga membantu kawan-kawan untuk capai dia punya KPI lah. So in this case, selalunya kita, in my case, saya akan announce awal-awal, semua orang kena commit lah in terms of the fees. Especially there are 2 things. Kalau dia editing and conference fees, selalunya in case of IUM, we cannot claim that fees. So, maksudnya lebur lah, duit tu dah lebur. Okay, editing, sometimes it goes like depending on the total number of words for that particular articles, ataupun last minute hantar ke, kadang-kadang dia boleh sampai 300 lebih. So kalau ada 4 orang kita bagi, then about 100 lah seorang kita bayar. Same goes to the conference. Ini pun sama juga. Okay, it's not claimable. For publications, they depends. Kalau in case of IUM ada 3 saya ingat, satu Scopus, WS, satu lagi if I'm not mistaken ESCI, tapi yang tu saya tak sure, jadi saya tak tulis kat sini. Itu pun once publish, confirm naik dekat dia orang punya listing, then only selalunya IUM akan bayar kita lah. So maybe some of us are not aware, actually for IUM staff, we are eligible to get 5,000 ringgit in a year. So kita boleh publish banyak paper sebenarnya. Kalau paper tu nilai dia like 1002, maybe you can publish 3 papers, 4 papers. Kalau you nak go for more expensive, macam Q1 tu dia memang very expensive lah. Kerana lebih sikit, jadi you top up duit sendiri sikit saja dan kita pakai satu paper untuk that fund. Okay, next, when we submit our article, basically there will be minor and major corrections highlighted by the panels. In my case, ini pun memang saya akan announce kepada saya punya authors. In case of minor, selalunya saya sebagai main author akan buat sendiri sajalah. Tapi kalau major, we will look into which sections that thoroughly scrutinized by the panels. Kita akan patah balik bagi dekat authors yang in charge masing-masing punya section. Ini saya panggil dia komitmen lah. Semua orang kena commit. Bukan setakat main author saja atau siapa yang bayar. Oh ya, back to the publication tadi ni, kalau dia claimable, Scopus dan LWS, memang dia orang berminat sangat lah. Then once I get back the money, I will return the money accordingly, except editing dengan conference lah. Cuma conference ni, kalau menang, ada dapat duit, selalunya duit itu saya akan bahagi-bahagikan juga antara authors. Itu macam mana kita masing-masing pulun lah untuk writing the paper. So last kali adalah the submission of the paper lah, then end of the process for the final stage. Okay, you can interrupt me during my presentation. So far ada apa-apa soalan ke? Any questions?
Any questions? Ada Dr. Mazia?
Tak ada I think it's very clear lah. Okay, okay. During the decisions to submit, kita selalu tertanya-tanya lah mana kita nak hantar, kan? Okay, in my case saya akan back in my mind if I need some fund from IIUM, I definitely need to write to the WS ataupun Scopus. Itu kena jadi my target lah. And then dari situ barulah kita akan Google lah team apa yang sesuai. Okay, and then saya akan check my FB student punya tajuk. Yang mana satu kita nak publish to ke mana. This is very important. Then in order to identify journal ni ada banyak cara lah. Ada orang dia guna SkyMago kan, ada orang dia boleh pakai Pablon. Ataupun dia boleh buat find journal saja. Dari situ kadang-kadang macam find journal ni special dia, if you already prepared some extract, dia boleh detect ataupun suggest not always yang that journal accept lah. Kadang-kadang ada juga saya guna find journal, dia kata tak relevan dengan team dia. Tapi sebenarnya find journal tu dah highlight that particular journal lah. Tapi it could be a helps lah for us when we want to find journals for our purpose. Okay, this is a few steps that I would like to share with you. In case of this, this is one of my past FYP student. Okay, dia punya FYP more than 100 pages. So bila kita nak buat untuk this purpose of conference, dia cuma nak maximum 5,000 words saja. Jadi you can imagine daripada thousands of words nak pergi tukar jadi 5,000, this is very impossible nak ambil daripada student works. Jadi kita kena be smart lah, kena be smart. So from here you boleh nampak lah, I put her name here and then I include 2 more authors yang memang boleh contribute dalam this topic. Okay. So okay, in terms of abstract, student dia buat abstract ada total words yang set by kuliah ataupun IUM. Tetapi when we want to publish, basically again total words of abstract ni dia depends pada publisher preferences. setengah nak setakat 250, setengah nak 300. Okay, so basically memang kita, abstract sendiri pun kita kena fikirkan apa yang patut kita ambil. Kita tak boleh ambil direct daripada final year project. But we already understood in order to have a good abstract, basically we have all the 5 chapters from introduction to implication, except the literature. Literature saja kita tak masuk dalam kita punya abstract. Okay, so in this slide I also mentioned about the extended abstract, particularly on the conferences. In order for them to filter whether our paper is ngam atau tak ngam dengan dia punya team, usually they will request for the extended abstract. Lepas tu dia suruh kita buat short abstract. Ada setengah tu dia memang request for the extended abstract for the purpose of the proceeding publications. Ada macam-macam style lah. So that's why daripada yang FYP punya abstract dengan kita punya abstract ni, dia akan jadi berbeza lah. Akan jadi berbeza. Okay, alright. This is the example from the FYP, and also that what we use for our publication purpose. Okay, boleh tengok macam ada student tulis. Dia start dengan Korea is, this is a Korea paper about the behavior of Malaysian tourists when they travel to Korea. Okay, so in this case, you boleh tengok cara student tulis, dia akan start lah Korea is bla bla bla, banyak introductions sebab maybe because of the length of the abstract, jadi dia ada banyak tu. Tapi kalau untuk this tujuan publication, dia nak tak lebih pada 200, so kita kena terus cut and then make it orang kata apa, straightforward lah, straightforward. So instead of telling what is Korea bla bla bla, kita terus saja bagi tahu the purpose of the study. Okay, and then kita masukkan problem statement. Okay, objective. Okay, and then kita masukkan, kalau ada teori, masukkan teori. Basically the best untuk penetrate in journal publication, kita masuk teori lah. Sebab itu membezakan kita punya paper ni berbanding dengan AYP. AYP ni dia tak kisah pun ada model ke, ada teori ke, tapi untuk to reflect our maturity ataupun expert in the field, it is good for us to bring in one theory at least. Okay, so and then kita masuk sedikit dia punya methodology. Okay, and satu lagi ni pasal SDG. This is also very important sekarang ni, sebab belum sampai 2030, so ramai yang masih lagi duk fokus tentang sustainable development goal. So we should think of which goal yang relevant dengan kita punya research topic. So kita boleh add masuk lah. Okay, and then setengah-setengah benda ni kita boleh masukkan dia sebagai keyword, sebab setengah orang tu dia sengaja cari keyword dia. Contohnya SDG 11 kan, jadi kita bolehlah ambil benda-benda ni sebagai kita punya keywords dalam kita punya paper. Okay, this is another interesting part. Throughout my write-up, I found this pie chart dalam Cakrawala Pendidikan Jurnal. Okay, this is also I think a very good guidance for all of us. You could see that dia punya pecahan dia. Okay, for the introduction ni basically dia cover sekali dengan literature. It is 1/5 of the total length. Okay, so maksudnya kalau kata paper tu require for 5,000 words, kita janganlah tulis introduction tu pendek sangat atau terlampau panjang sangat. So we should know lah kalau 1/5 daripada 5,000, lebih kurang 1,000 words tu ada dekat introduction and literatures. Okay, and then methodology 10%. Okay, result in discussion, dalam kes ni kenapa sisi, sebab dia masuk sekali dengan references. So untuk Cakrawala ni dia ada limit of references page lah, ataupun number of references. So that's why kita kena tengok lah, itulah kata yang awal tadi, first kali kita kena tengok publisher tu dia nak apa. Baru kita bila menulis, baru kita dapat cater accordingly. So I think this is a good tips for everyone. Jadi kita tidaklah terlalu panjang sangat sebab saya pernah hantar untuk di Cakrawala, dia accept tapi dia suruh kita cut ikut ni dulu. Okay, mungkin dia nak jaga kualiti lah untuk dia punya journal. Okay, next in terms of introductions, kalau kita tengok FYP memang panjang lah, dia akan ada introductions, ada backgrounds, and then dia ada specific sections untuk research objective, research questions, problem statement kan, lepas tu pergi scope of study, and then the keywords. Jadi itu cara menulis thesis lah. Tetapi dalam introduction for the publication purpose, basically we need to combine this ataupun merge these sub headings, okay, masukkan dia under satu introductions. So it is also very important, kalau kita target journal A, kita carilah at least 3 artikel from the same journal untuk kita masukkan dalam kita punya literature sections ataupun introduction section. Kalau dapat lebih lagi baguslah, because setiap journal ni dia juga nak tinggikan dia punya index. Jadi kalau ramai lagi yang cite dia punya paper, dia happy lah. Dia happy. This is antara strategi yang kita boleh buat lah. Okay. So masa FYP maybe student dia tak peduli pun kan, asalkan ada dapat keywords tu dia terus ambil je journal tu, dia tak peduli sebab dia tak tahu ke mana kita nak publish. Untuk kita punya case, kita tahu ke mana kita nak publish. So we should know there are some references that we should consider taking from that particular journals. Okay, I just would like to show this is how the student write about the research objective and questions. Okay, so basically selalunya macam my previous ataupun current student, kita selalu set macam 3 objektif lah, 3 objektif. Tapi apa yang dia nak buat, saya bagi peluang dekat dia nak buat apa pun lah. So basically yang saya guide students, saya nak dia gabungkan lah, ada deskriptif, okay, dan juga ada yang high end sikit seperti regressions. Okay, so dalam case ni, untuk the first one ni macam boleh tengok deskriptif, kita boleh tengok t-test, last kali kita boleh tengok multiple regressions lah. Okay, ini daripada final year project students. Okay, later bila dah tukar masuk ke journal, as I mentioned in the second stage, bukan semua soalan ni kita ataupun research question ni kita ambil. Kita nak fokus mana satu dulu. Okay, sebab 3 benda ni mungkin boleh jadi 3 paper. Okay, so in my case, saya ada ubah sikit sebab bila kita dapat citation as one of the author, basically kita can come out dengan new questions. Sebab kita nak guna data tu saja kan, we can come out dengan new questions, and then we can come up with different analysis for that particular questions. Okay, so dalam ni boleh nampak lah, instead of tengok yang mana satu yang popular dekat Korea, kita tengok apa intention, tendency of the Malaysian tourist. Ini pun penting juga sebab kita tak nak ada kerja kita nak keep genuine lah ataupun zero plagiarism. Tak nak bulat-bulat sangat daripada student. Okay, so this is the things about the research question between final year project and journals. Okay. Okay, now goes to the methodology. Okay, for the methodology ni basically as I said, in final year project sama juga sebab dia dalam bentuk thesis write up kan, jadi dia satu-satu subtopics tu is available, daripada research design, kemudian population and sampling, kemudian instruments, data collection, banyak sub-sub tu. Tapi in general purpose sebab kita nak sasing dia daripada tadi yang puluh-puluh ribu nak jadi 5,000 ni, kita merge the informations and the word is succinct lah, and then kita gabungkan dalam satu saja, contohnya population and samplings, and then data collection. Selalu ada dua sajalah dalam jurnal artikel ni, population and sampling, data instrument and data collections. Okay, so this is the difference between final project dengan journal punya write up lah. Okay, okay. Alright, the instrument pun sama juga. Okay, untuk population instrument, actually this is population and samplings. You could see how student write. Okay, macam mana dia tulis dan macam mana kita olah balik lah dalam kita punya artikel. Dia lebih pendek, ringkas, dan lebih sedap nak baca lah. Lebih sedap nak baca. Okay, for data analysis, of course lah, our data analysis dia akan correlated dengan kita punya research question and research hypothesis. So bila kita involve the statistician in our case, selalunya dia dapat cari data analysis yang lebih tepat lah, lebih tepat, dan apa yang nak kita highlight dalam kita punya contents of the write up. Okay. So, alright, untuk result and finding sama juga. Basically, student bila sampai dekat result and finding ni, I'm not sure about others, tapi from my past experience, kalau dengan final project ni, bila masuk chapter 5 saja, dia dah macam last minute punya kerja, pendek-pendek saja semuanya, pendek-pendek saja. Kita kata you kena buat satu result and then discuss, and then you should put some literature to show that your result is consistent dengan siapa and siapa. Tapi selalunya dia memang macam melepaskan batuk di tangga saja. So ini pun satu benda yang sangat penting, di mana kita masukkan kita punya third author ni yang memang expert in the field, baru dia boleh tulis dengan lebih baik lah. In my case, selalunya saya memang tak tunjuk langsung yang student punya penulisan, sebab saya pernah juga saya tunjuk dan minta dia tambah. Tapi yang selalu terjadinya, that researcher dia macam terinfluence dengan apa student tulis. So last kali susah nak buat kerja tu. So it is best bila kita dah sasin apa yang kita nak masukkan, bahagian yang kita dah decide atau segregate for the researchers yang lain-lain ni, co-authors ni, kita tak payah tunjuk langsung yang student punya work tu, dan barulah dia 100% datang from that researcher. That is another tips. Instead of you are showing student work and then minta dia beggar-beggar, tambah tu tambah ni, selalunya dia tak berapa cantik lah. The researcher selalunya dia bound to get influence with the student write up ataupun idea. So okay, there is also another tips when we discuss, we must make sure the citations that we want to highlight in that discussion parts mestilah ada dalam literature. Kita tak boleh macam dalam literature tak cakap pun. Literature cakap benda lain, orang lain bla bla A, B, C, D. Lepas tu dekat discussion tiba-tiba kita pergi plug siapa-siapa punya nama. Ini tak bagus lah, sebab people won't know yang this guy dia study apa. Kita tak discuss langsung dekat literature. This is another tips lah, when you want to cite someone in literature, make sure yang literature yang kita cite tu dia berguna untuk kita pakai dekat discussion chapter. This is how we save number of references. Tak adalah nampak banyak sangat references sebab literature orang lain, discussion orang lain. Jadi kadang-kadang setengah journal ni dia limit number of pages for the references. Ataupun setengah tu nak satu je page. Setengah tu dia open lah. Selalunya yang susah ni bila dia limit number of pages. Jadi kita nak fokus kat mana ni? Takkan nak fokus banyak kepada references. Mesti nak fokus banyak pada write up. So salah satu cara dia adalah pastikan citation yang kita pakai dekat literature introduction berguna masa untuk discussion chapter. So macam mana nak pastikan dia berguna? Of course, those citation that we chose for literature yang ada empirical study lah, yang empirical study yang related to our study, sebab dia punya result is actually useful to justify ataupun contradict dengan kita punya result. Okay, this is on the results and findings lah. Okay, so okay, what to highlight in our write-up? Perlu ke letak table? Perlu ke letak figures? Okay, saya pernah terlibat dengan satu conference ni, dia bagi satu checklist. Memang sebenarnya good paper dia ada tables, ada figures, dan kalau boleh ada satu gambar. So kalau boleh ni kita, kalau tak banyak, at least table and figures. Tapi kalau cantiknya kita boleh dapat satu table, satu figures, satu picture. Itu bagi warna-warni kepada kita punya penulisan lah. Tak adalah kita boleh, orang kata apa, kill the boredoms bila orang membaca. Okay. So this is about the apa orang kata apa, macam kita panggil spices lah untuk kita punya write up. Okay. Okay, this is another part that I would like to highlight. Semasa kita buat further suggestion untuk future researchers, banyak kali kita ataupun sering kita nampak kita suggest sesuatu yang baru. Sesuatu yang baru, contohnya kalau kita buat cross sectional, kita nak suggest future study patut buat longitudinals. Kita buat tentang domestic tourist, kita pun nak suggest next time tolonglah cover international tourist. Kita suggest something yang luar daripada apa yang kita dah analyse, luar daripada apa, itu tak sepatutnya berlaku lah. Sepatutnya suggestion kita tu sebenarnya dia mesti berkaitan dengan kita punya results. Dia tak boleh lari. Otherwise kita, this is not our right to suggest to other future researchers benda yang tak ada kaitan dengan kita punya study. Who are we? Kalau kita dah study benda tu, dan baru kita ada right untuk suggest. Itu another tips lah untuk suggestions. Okay. Alright. Tak banyak dah. Okay. Untuk discussions. Okay. Untuk discussion chapters for FYP, those student yang saya supervise, basically saya memang galakkan diorang buat satu open-ended questions dalam dia punya instruments. The reason why we have the open-ended questions, basically kita tak nak feedback from the respondents tu lebih kepada kita punya soalan lah, in case of I'm talking about quantitative ya. Kita tanya dia punya agreement, dia jawab agree, level of agreement saja. Tapi kita tak tahu apa dalam hati dia, kita tahu apa dalam dia punya mind. So selalunya saya akan galakkan student buat satu open-ended section untuk tengok ada idea baru tak, ataupun ada benda lain tak yang dia orang nak ketengahkan. So from this open-ended question, basically dia boleh trigger new problem statement, dia boleh trigger support atau justification kepada kita punya quantitative results, dan dia juga boleh trigger, dia boleh juga support, katakanlah we say A dengan B ni dia memang correlated. Okay, tetapi bila kita run dan kita tengok past researcher pun semua dapat yang positive correlation semua kan, tak ada yang negatif for example. Tetapi bila kita buat contohnya result dia negatif, susah kita nak judge kalau kita tak dapat nak cari artikel yang sama. Apa penyebab dia? So jawapan daripada open-ended ni selalunya untuk kes saya dia membantulah untuk kita tambah dan guna pakai balik dalam discussion section. This is the beauty of open-ended questions lah. Okay. So yang tadi ni dia lebih kepada final year project. Okay, you boleh tengoklah discussion, dia ada juga samalah subheadings. Tapi bila kita masuk dalam article journals, basically apa yang kita nak discuss adalah based on kita punya research objective, research questions ataupun research hypothesis. Okay, the best kita boleh juga link kepada teori yang kita dah highlight dalam kita punya literatures dan juga SDG. That is for the discussion sections. So, okay, last sekali adalah tentang polishing the paper sebelum kita submit. Definitely kita perlukan sedikit sistem lah untuk kita tengok, sebab bila kita buat formatting ni macam saya cakap tadi lah, kita bukan expert dalam semua benda. Ada benda yang kita macam saya suka tulis, tapi saya suka tulis saja, saya bukannya expert nak buat tu nak buat ni. Jadi kita still perlukan software tertentu untuk bantu kita. So ada banyak saja reference management system for example yang kita boleh pilih yang sesuai, yang kita rasa selesa nak pakai. Kita juga boleh ini macam untuk reference management system lah, untuk language sebelum hantar ke editor. Kalau my case pun sama juga, selalu kita cubalah guna grammarly.com ke Qboard ke, nak minimize dia punya mistake tu. Otherwise bila sampai dekat editor nanti kadang-kadang dia pun confused, kita nak cakap apa ni sebenarnya kan. So we should use some of the software lah yang ada dekat pasaran untuk pastikan kerja kita pun memudahkan editor, membantu edit paper kita dengan baik. Otherwise editor pun dia macam dia pun give up juga, ataupun dia charge mahal because it took ataupun consume a lot of time to edit our paper. Pernah I went through that process also. The editor give up to edit, sebab satu benda yang penting juga kita kena ingat when we are doing this journal write up, kita libatkan several authors, jadi gaya penulisan tu berbeza-beza kan. Ada orang very good in English, ada orang very good in writings, ada orang banyak contents, ada orang macam kita nampak surface saja. So nak pastikan flow tu cantik, basically memang yang jadi main author ni dia kena tengok, dia kena take action dululah sebelum hantar kepada editor. This is what I do lah sebelum publish. Okay. Okay, lain pada tu formatting requirement ini selalu memang headache macam-macam dia nak formatting ni. This is very important. Dan selalunya kalau kita publish paper ni, kerja-kerja formatting ni memang main author punya kerja lah. Main author ni daripada formatting semua dia buat dan sampai submission. Okay, sebelum tu saya just nak, kita ada dua, satu kita sebagai main author ataupun kita sebagai corresponding author, mana satu? Okay, ada student macam saya akan tanya dululah dia prefer untuk main author ataupun corresponding author. Kalau dia allow saya jadi main author, okay, dan juga dia tak nak buat apa-apa kerja dah, okay, jadi saya bagi tahu dia, saya akan ambil dia punya data untuk buat paper. Saya akan letak nama dia, tapi nama saya first lah sebab bayaran tu nanti kita tak akan masukkan student tu. Jadi maknanya kalau 4 orang, any fees memang divided by 3 saja, bukan divided by 4. Student tu kita reserve lah. Dapat dia punya data pun dah alhamdulillah, sebab kita nak cari data memang susah lah, memang bukan senang kerja tu, nak lepas dapat data nak compute lagi, nak clean data, nak run lagi, nak fikir lagi tu, nak fikir ni lagi kalau dah ada outliers kan. Too many work, too many hassles. So kalau kita dapat data daripada dia ni dah cantik dah. So selalunya untuk bayaran saya tak akan charge ataupun minta daripada student lah. Okay, kalau dia suka juga nak present masa conference, saya pun happy. Jadi kita bagi peluang sebab she can also add in her CV yang dia present kat mana-mana. Saya ada satu paper yang last year di mana student dia berminat nak present, dia berminat nak pergi conference, I pay for her conference dan paper tu dapat best paper. Itu last year punya cerita lah. Okay. So the students, ada student yang memang happy, ada student yang macam dah tak nak tengok lah. Dia rasa macam penat dah buat final year project ni. Okay. Okay, this is about the editings. Okay, dalam banyak-banyak ni saya just nak highlight tentang style lah. Selalunya kita kalau macam social science, kita banyak guna APA. So APA ni sekarang dah ada latest version which is APA 7 editions. So 7 edition ni dia berbeza sikit tapi dia very friendly compared to the 6 edition. So 7 edition ni contohnya macam kalau dulu 6 editions, 4 authors for example, for the first time we cite, kita akan cite the 4 authors. Second citation dah jadi the first author plus add all. Kan? Tapi kalau kita pakai Mendeley atau EndNote, tak ada isu lah. Bila kita padam ke atas, padam ke bawah ke apa ke, dia akan automatically do it for us. Tapi kalau yang menghafal ni, yang tak pakai Mendeley ataupun tak pakai EndNote, dia memang kena alert lah dekat yang mana satu dah padam, mana satu tak padam. Kalau the first paragraph dah buang, dah delete, definitely the second paragraph ada the same author kita highlight, definitely kita dah kena tukar add all jadi 4 authors. Itu 6 edition. Tapi kalau 7 edition dia dah friendly, kalau 4 authors automatic semua add all saja. Itu dia banyak dah memudahkan lah. So that is the 4 citations. Kemudian untuk table and figure, yang ini pun saya perasan ramai yang tak perasan kalau APA ni dia suka buat line yang ada horizontal, sedangkan dalam APA style there is no horizontal lines. Sorry, there is no vertical lines, hanya horizontal lines saja. So kena tahulah publisher nak yang jenis macam mana. But mind you, ada publisher yang dia sebut APA lah, apalah, tapi bila dia bagi sampel tu sebenarnya tak pun ikut sangat kepada jenis references yang dia minta. So in that case, so far I tengok okay saja, dia memang nak macam mana sampel yang dia bagi. So depends lah kepada publisher ataupun conference. Okay. Dah pukul 11. Alright. So sebelum dah nak habis dah, Dr. Sam, ini setakat comparisons lah, apa beza antara thesis and journal articles. So I hope everybody can see this ni. Okay, contohnya macam untuk thesis ataupun FYP ni, basically kita cuma nak tengok student tu punya knowledge saja ataupun skill menulis. Tapi bila kita menulis dalam bentuk jurnal, dia lebih kepada macam mana kita nak portray ataupun nak ketengahkan kita ni, bidang kita ni dalam bidang apa. So this is about how we establish our credibility lah. Okay. FYP, selalunya yang judge FYP siapa saja, supervisor tolong baca, comments, lepas tu kita maybe ada satu orang sebagai examiner. Tetapi kalau jurnal artikel, basically dia akan ada sekurang-kurangnya 2 orang panels to review. Dan dia punya review pula minor, major ataupun very exceptional lah. Okay, the length of the FYP definitely lah, tadi saya pun dah mention, macam tulisan student ni dia orang tulis banyak-banyak, kadang-kadang lebih daripada 40,000 words pun, lebih pada master students. Jadi kita kena make it sustain lah, ikut jurnal tu nak panjang apalah. So when it comes to the rephrasing, rewrite, ini sebenarnya susah lah, bagi saya sangat susah. Jadi lebih senang kalau kita tambah authors and then kita minta dia contribute untuk certain sections yang kita tarik keluar daripada FYP. Itu memang insya-Allah tak ada plagiarism kepada student punya kerja. Tapi still kadang-kadang mungkin researcher ni dia pun tak pandai nak ambil daripada jurnal artikel, dia boleh menyebabkan juga nampak dia plagiarism kepada jurnal yang dia highlight. Itu mungkin kita kena pakai Turnitin lah, dan ataupun grammarly.com, and then kita boleh as a main author selalunya kita kena share dengan the co-author, please this part and this part you have to rephrase sebab ada problems. Okay, tadi yang pasal abstracts dah highlight dah. Okay, and okay, about the methodology pun dah highlight. Results. Okay, I think that's all kot. Dah sejam dah. Sedikit tips kenapa setengah-setengah paper kita kena reject. Selalunya kita tak ikut journal requirements. As I said just now, earlier, sometimes kita menulis dulu, kita prepare dulu, bla bla bla, dah prepare semua, lepas tu baru kita nak submit. Maksud tu baru kita nak fine tune kita punya write up to that journal punya requirement. It's very difficult. That's why when we submit, ada banyak benda yang jurnal tu jumpa tak match dengan dia punya requirements. Itu the first and foremost yang dia orang senang-senang reject our paper lah. Satu lagi, tak ada new scientific knowledge. Ini juga sangat penting. Kalau student tadi kan kita kata dia, kalau dia bachelor degree punya student ataupun first degree punya students, dia lebih kepada replicating other works. Tapi inilah macam mana kita nak contribute ni, kita mesti relate kepada teoris, kepada SDGs, kemudian kita juga boleh guna yang citation tadi kan, untuk pakai latest punya analysis tools. This is what the publishers want. Saya pernah juga menggunakan citation, tetapi dia nak buat guna SPSS, bagi dia canggih lah SPSS tu. Tapi setengah publisher ni dia senang-senang reject, dia kata dia tak nak dia tengok SPSS. Ni pun ada juga. So be careful when it comes to the methodology. We really need someone who really expert in that particular area to help us, to help the papers ataupun enhance the quality of the papers, bagi nampak cantik dan nampak dia sesuai ataupun layak untuk di publish. Okay, so this is among other factors yang juga menyebabkan revisions. Okay, tapi macam saya kata tadi lah, kalau kita terlibat dengan conference, dan selalunya kalau conference tu tak locate, dia akan share dia punya checklist. Daripada checklist tu kita boleh monitor kita punya write up dan tak terlepas pandang apa yang dia nak. Kalau that publication pun selalunya dia mention, okay. Kalau conference tu tak mention, basically yang lain-lain punya checklist tu kita boleh guna pakai je lah, guna pakai. This is the most important thing, sebab dia nak pastikan quality of dia punya publication journal, dia nak semua ni ada, jadi kita pun sebagai penulis mestilah memenuhilah requirements tu. Okay, ethical issues. Ini juga very important. Some people sebab dia rasa bila publish tu lambat sangat nak dapat feedback daripada panels, kadang-kadang dia mungkin hantar kepada beberapa journal at the same time. This is very dangerous. Once they tap kita punya this unethical behavior, dia boleh block kita teruslah daripada publish. So it is best to submit only once. Dah reject baru kita submit ke tempat lain. This is very important. Unless you rajin sangatlah, kita ada modification sikit, tapi saya rasa susah lah, memang susah. Basically memang kita hantar satu at one time lah, sehingga dia reject ke apa ke, dan baru kita decide another publishers. Okay, I think that's all. With that, I thank you very much. Okay, Dr. Sam, saya hand over balik. Thank you. Should there is any questions?
Thank you, Dr. Bazdi. Actually, I had the mic off. I was talking to myself just now. Okay, never mind. Thank you very much. We have one question from Professor Rama. She is interested to know your opinion on how to increase our citation and improve our H index. Do you have any opinion on that?
Okay, thank you, Prof. Mungkin saya tak layak tengah nak jawab lah, tapi saya punya strategi, when we publish, selalunya kita publish dalam area yang sama. Jadi bila paper kita yang pertama tu dah hit, orang suka baca, orang cite, dia selalunya akan berminat untuk tengok paper yang kedua on the same topic. Itu satu cara lah. Tapi kalau kita memang ada multiple punya experts, maybe kita boleh contribute sama rata lah untuk those topics, research topics. Tetapi selalunya memang saya tengok lah, kalau kita macam-macam sangat ni, dia susah untuk dapat followers. It is best kalau kita decide lah, kalau macam saya dalam tourism, sekarang ni sekadar dalam tourism dah, jadi saya akan fokus dekat tourism. Itu satu. Yang keduanya, the title of the research is also very important. Saya dapati tajuk yang catchy-catchy, dia menarik minat orang nak start baca abstract dan baca keseluruhan paper. Tajuk juga penting lah, main peranan. Kalau kita buat tajuk sampai letak variable saja, selalunya macam susah sikit lah. That is pandangan saya lah. Ya, tajuk tu main peranan lah.
Tajuk dia. Kalau kita letak, saya pun ada juga nampak 2-3 paper yang baru-baru ni menggunakan mirror on the wall, pasti dia letak something like that. Saya rasa sangat-sangat yalah, tertarik jugalah untuk baca kan, tapi it was like climate and fishing kot, fishing industry. It was very
bila kita start keyword tu dia keluar banyak kan, jadi mana satu kita nak baca dulu. So selalunya kita memang tengok tajuk lah, tu yang first attract us lah to continue read.
Dr. Mazli, just to ask you, how do we claim that 5,000 from the university?
Okay, yang 5,000 tu basically first memang kita kena pastikan dia Scopus atau WS, dan satu lagi tu macam saya sebut, saya rasa ESCI kot, correct me if wrong. So kalau 3 ni memang tempat yang kita hantar, memang kita eligible to claim. So at first kita kena pastikan paper ni masuk dalam IRAP dulu, okay. Dalam library punya IRAP. Lepas tu bila dah dapat number semua, kita dah secure dekat situ. And then ambil masa juga, selepas publish dia akan keluar dekat Pablon ke, dekat Skymago ke, dia ambil masa dalam mungkin sebulan, 2 bulan, 3 bulan. Jadi library ni pun dia, saya tengok style library ni dia akan tunggu dia bila kita submit untuk claim ni, dia akan tunggu memang appear dekat Pablon list tu ataupun Skymago list tu. Dia bukan dekat IRAP saja. So kadang-kadang dia ambil masa lah, tapi so far saya punya experience dengan IUM ni memang cepat lah dia punya bayaran balik. memang
pada RMC ya?
Ya, kalau RMC dah melalui HOR punya approval lah. Kita go through HOR, ada form dia. So selalunya dalam form tu kita kena attach IRAP number, penting tu. Lepas tu nilai ataupun jumlah yang kita dah spend, Kemudian evidence, benda tu sama ada dia Scopus ke tak, ada evidence. Jadi kita kena tunjuklah, kalau kata screenshot dekat dia punya journal ke yang dia memang Scopus, dan kita letaklah evidence tu.
So there is no reason why not to have a published article in WOS lah.
Yes.
Or Scopus lah.
Yes. In fact banyak saja yang free pun kalau WS tu. Cuma yang bayar ni mungkin cepat sikit lah dia review paper kita dan cepat sikit lah publish untuk kita. Itu je lah untuk kita punya KPI.
Ya. Bagus juga tu. Dr. Mazli nak tanya sikit. If when you include your students as one of the author of your article, while you are writing the article, do you ask them to contribute after their completion of FYP, or do you let them tengok saja ke macam mana?
Okay, dia macam saya ada strategi juga. Ada kalau benda tu berbayar, selalunya student dia tak willing nak bayar lah. Jadi saya akan cadang dekat dia sama ada dia nak jadi correspondent author atau tak. Kalau jadi correspondent author, maknanya dia punya tugasan formatting, submit. Lepas tu bila dapat submission tu kena dispose balik kepada authors. Dan selalunya student pun tak nak juga buat benda tu because dia dah sibuk dengan practical. So because of that, saya akan ambil alih benda tu lah, jadi saya tak akan minta dia contribute apa-apa dah. Kecuali bila kita tengok ada certain citation yang kita nampak menarik, bagus, tapi bila kita check tak jumpa. Mungkin ada satu dua tu saya akan patah balik kepada student tu lah. Ni ambil kat mana kan. Contohnya macam
dia tak menambah penulisan lagi, dia tak contribute dari segitu lah.
Jadi dia tak troublesome the student jugalah. Itu satu. Tapi kadang-kadang saya bagi peluang juga untuk dia orang jadi main author. Contohnya macam kata iCLED kan. iCLED free saja kan. Jadi saya kata untuk you letak dalam CV ni, it is good for you to be the main author. So saya minta dia, saya bagi kat dia apa yang patut kena isi, tajuk-tajuk, dan dia sendiri yang masukkan daripada dia punya final year project tu, dan saya akan bincang dengan dia lah, kita hantar untuk editing. Sebab saya nak nama saya ada dalam tu juga, selalunya saya akan bayar lah untuk editing purpose. Student tak bayar lah yang tu, dan dia present. Itu antara benda yang boleh menarik minat kepada student jugalah. Dia tak payah bayar, dia cuma prepare slide saja.
Bagus juga tu. Okay, yes. Okay, let's open to all. Do you have any questions, everyone? Any questions out there? We still have a few more minutes to go. If you have any questions, you are free to just straight away ask. Any questions? Going once, going twice. Okay, gone.
Yeah, I do have
okay,
questions.
Yes, okay. Please.
For my good friend, Dr. Mazni. Thank you for the sharing. I've had experience with Dr. Mazni doing what she does based on her explanation today, and it works. One thing about it is I think kita kena sangat rajin lah. That's one thing for sure.
Yes.
To push it. That's what Dr. Mazni is like when she's the leader. Dr. Mazni, how many FYPs have you sort of improvised to become the papers from your experience that you managed to so far?
To be honest with you, 90% of my publications semua datang daripada student work.
Wow.
Their data, right?
Yeah, their data. Yes, the data.
Yeah, and for tourism research, what is the thing is, the RQs are probably using basic quantitative analysis, kan? So what you're saying is that for the journal version, the data will be re-engineered using a higher level of SPSS analysis. Is that what you are saying? Or most of the time, they are almost just the similar analysis? What's your experience about that one?
there are two ways. Maybe we can use the same research questions, tapi kita guna PLS instead of SPSS.
Upgrade.
And that's where the strategy comes lah.
Yes.
Yeah, the elevated
SPSS pun
strategy.
kita tak pakai SPSS macam yang student buat tu. Sebab tu saya kata bila kita involve dengan statistician, dia ada idea dia lain macam mana nak tunjuk kehebatan bahagian analisis tu yang kita tak tahu. Kita tahu basic saja, masuk data.
So in a way, this one of the strategies is you gotta have a network of statisticians who can help you with that one.
Yeah.
Because as a quantitative researcher pun, my knowledge of that statistics is too little. So that would be a plus point lah if you have a team who can actually help you to do that or want to help you do that with a paper, kan?
You're right, Dr. Hafiza.
Okay, so nanti lepas ni boleh minta tolong lah.
InsyaAllah.
Alright, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Fiza. Any more questions from the floor?
Dr. Mazdi, Hazi.
Yes.
Yes, Hazi.
Just to ask, actually there's someone tell me when regards to the methods that we use, especially to compare with qualitative and quantitative, told me that if we are a qualitative person, we might not have chance so much in submitting journals, or maybe our paper are not being selected, because of someone said that they may prefer more on quantitative. What say you, Dr. Masni?
Actually, it's not right. Qualitative paper also is very highly demanded. Tapi I rasa yang you highlight tadi ni bukan qualitative, maybe conceptual paper, where is no data.
There's someone tell me clearly qualitative.
Tak. Sebenarnya kualitatif juga ada banyak demands, dan macam paper dengan Dr. Fiza tadi ni, dia on kualitatif. Memang kita dapat masuk ke WS. European punya proceedings.
Okay.
Satu lagi saya nak share, in terms of authors, this is another strategy I would like to share with everyone here. It is good to have several teams. Okay, several teams, sebab to be honest lah kan, setiap orang yang nak reach for the KPI, kita tak perlu banyak paper pun dalam setahun kan, kita perlu 2 paper macam tu saja. Jadi kalau it is good, kita ada several team to involve with several topics. Macam final project student ni kan dia banyak, jadi kita boleh ambil untuk FYP pertama dengan team pertama, FYP kedua dengan team kedua. Jadi kita tidaklah bergantung kepada team yang pertama saja untuk siap kerja. Kadang-kadang ada juga yang because of commitment ni, dia tak dapat nak bagi ataupun respond on time, dan kita miss certain journals. So it is good kalau you, orang kata apa, kill the bird with 2 birds with the 1 stone lah. Kita ada few teams. Jadi dengan tu juga kita menambah ramai kita punya authors dalam kita punya publication. Bukan dengan orang yang sama aja. Dengan cara tu kita boleh membantu kawan-kawan lah, sama ada daripada same kuliah ataupun kawan-kawan daripada different university. Lagi satu tips, it is good for us. Saya nampak ini juga boleh jadi satu strategi yang sangat baik. We include non-Malaysian co-author dalam kita punya paper. Ini memang kalau scopers yang Q tinggi-tinggi tu, dia memang nak tengok paper ni, dia the idea come from the international punya opinions. Ada dalam tu, bukan Malaysian saja, bukan from same kuliah saja, bukan same university saja. Dia nak kepelbagaian dalam kita punya affiliations yang kita masukkan dalam kita punya paper tu. This is also very important. So masa ni lah kita contact balik kawan-kawan kita masa kita belajar dulu, all those networking. Itu je lah.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mazdi. Very insightful. Okay, before we close our session, one last question. Any more questions? Just last one. Going once, going twice. Okay, gone. Okay, thank you very everyone for your time, and I hope this session has been very useful and can be used as your motivation to push you further in pursuing your research journey, and hopefully that will help us, create more articles and be in research 100%. It takes a lot of effort. We are all busy people, and we have a lot of responsibilities here and there. So this needs to be done, and inshallah, with pure grit, inshallah, will get to our destination somehow. Okay, thank you again, Dr. Mazdi. Inshallah, we'll be having our next section on a different subject matter next month. We'll make that one known as well to everyone in IIM, and perhaps through our network too, that will be made available too. Okay, so let's end our session with Wal Ars. Alhamdulillah, thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you.
Thank you.